Hello everybody, Jake here for FMSCOUT, and in today's video we're going to be looking at one of the best underdog tactics in Football Manager 21 so far. Now before we get into it, I know what you're thinking, usually RDF does these videos, but I'm going to be doing one today. Hopefully you enjoy it. If there's anything you'd like me to do that I miss out, because this is my first time doing a tactic video, do let me know, but we're going to get straight into it. Remember, if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and hit that notification bell to be notified when we upload. And if you want to as well, let us know down in the comments what kind of content you'd like to see on the channel. So with that being said, let's get into it and let's go straight into the tactic. Okay, so here we are guys, it's a Knap tactic, which you can find in the link down below if you want to try this out for yourself. But it is the Holy Ghost Fire 4-3-2-1, a bit unconventional looking at it. You've got two shadow strikers, wingers on either side. We're going to go into all the instructions and individual player instructions too. We're going to be looking at this tactic with West Ham. Now I know some of you are probably immediately thinking, well, West Ham aren't exactly like underdogs per se, but if you look at their media prediction, let's go to it now. Here we are, they're predicted to finish 11th, so they're basically predicted to finish mid-table, and if any of you know, in the Premier League, you're quite often anyone from 10 to below, you can easily get drawn into a relegation fight. So now I'm not going to say that West Ham are the biggest underdogs in the league, but they're not expected to do much. But from what we've heard about this tactic, we should get some pretty good results that will hopefully see West Ham fly up the table. So West Ham is the team that we're going to be using for this underdog tactic, and hopefully they do pretty well. So now let's take a look at all the individual player instructions on this tactic and what roles the players are set to. So in goal we've got a sweeper keeper set to defence, and he has some extra instructions of taking fewer risks and easing off tackles. We've then got two identical inverted wing backs, neither of them with any additional instructions, only the ones that come with the role. Then two ball playing defenders on defence with the pass it shorter instruction. We've got a deep line playmaker with base instructions. We've got a winger on support in this left mid position with no additional instructions. However, the one on the right, if I remember right, let me just check. Here we go. He does have cross from byline, so he isn't identical to this winger. You imagine that the right winger is going to get down, put some crosses in, and the left winger and these shadow strikers will hopefully sweep up. The shadow strikers don't have any instructions either. They're just shadow strikers on the attack role, and then we have an advanced forward on the attack role with no additional instructions. Okay, so team instructions, the attacking width is set to fairly wide. We are approaching play by passing into space, with also playing out of defence and overlapping on the left and the right. Passing directness is slightly shorter, tempo is extremely high, so this is one that could potentially cause quite a few injuries. It's going to tire the players out for sure. We're going to be running at the defence and working the ball into the box with some low crosses. When we're transitioning between play, if we have lost possession, we're going to counter press, and if we have won possession, we are going to counter instantly. So it is quite a counter-attacking tactic, of course. And we're also going to be looking for the goalkeeper to distribute to the fullbacks where possible. And then when we're out of possession, we're going to be using the offside trap with a much higher line of engagement and a high defensive line with force opposition outside as a defensive width, basically minimum defensive width. We're going to be using tighter marking, extremely urgent pressing intensity, and we're going to try and prevent the goalkeeper from distributing the ball out short, and we're going to try and get stuck in with our tackling. Before we go ahead with the simulation, let's quickly go and have a look at the corner routine. Here is the defending routine. You can see we pretty much got everyone in the box. Here it is on the left and here it is on the right. Then for the attacking routine, this is what it looks like, and this is what it looks like on the other side. But I'm hoping having everyone in the box here when defending corners will minimise how many goals we concede from corners, and then hopefully with the tactic being quite counter-attack based, we can easily get out and break and hopefully score a few goals that way. And then finally, in case anyone is interested, here are the throwing set pieces. On defence it looks like this on the left and on the right, and then in attack it looks like this on the right and the left. So with that being said, we can simulate a year now, see how West Ham do in the league, see if they win anything, and hopefully we'll finish above the media prediction of 11th place. Now it should be noted that in many seasons that I've played on my own channel, West Ham quite often get relegated first year, so even though they're predicted to finish 11th, the game doesn't seem to keep them up. It's a bit like Leicester, where Leicester always seem to be down there too, so hopefully we can change the fortunes of West Ham and see them do quite well. Okay, so here we are a year in the future. How have West Ham done? Before we look into it too much, I'd just like to say if you want to check out my channel in the description, that would help out a lot. We only need a few more subscribers to get to 900, and then obviously the push for 1000 starts. So if you'd like to check that out, we've got a Chelsea save going on there, which I know a lot of you guys are enjoying, so feel free to check that out if you want. But here we are, West Ham, 1 year in the future. How have they done? Do bear in mind that obviously if we were doing hands-on management and not holidaying, things might have turned out a bit differently, but West Ham have done absolutely incredible here, finishing third in the Premier League, which is obviously a Champions League place, with 77 points, 3 points ahead of Arsenal, and only 6 points behind Manchester United in second place. Ultimately, we did finish quite a way off the leaders in Liverpool, but we've done better than teams such as Tottenham, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea all the way in 12th, and even Leicester in 17th place. So that is obviously a great season. If we look at the cups, we got knocked out in the quarterfinal by Liverpool of the FA Cup, not too bad, and we've won the Carabao Cup. That's good to see. How did that go? Can we see what happened? We beat Norwich in penalties in the final. That's a bit of a nuts final, West Ham versus Norwich. Semi-final we knocked out Leicester. Quarter-final we knocked out Fulham in a good result. So overall we've done quite well. Before we go into the league's detailed stats, we'll quickly have a look at generally how our form was. We can see there quite a lot of greens, not many losses. So this looks like it's a very attacking tactic. We've seen quite a lot of like 6-2s here, 5-1s, a 5-3 against Southampton. Many goals will be scored in these games. We don't keep many clean sheets by the looks of it, but a 4-1 against Leeds, a 6-1 against Tottenham. That's a great result. And then we lost quite a few games in the last few months. Maybe the players were getting burnt out, who knows. But obviously we can see here that we won 24 of our matches, drew 5 of them and lost 9. Now overall we don't have that great of a goal difference. 33 isn't bad actually. It looks like it's the 3rd best goal difference in the league. So I'll take that back. That is not bad at all, to be honest. And by the looks of it here, it seems like Mikel Antonio and Sebastian Haller have had great seasons for us, with Sebastian Haller getting 20 goals in the English Premier League. Obviously he has been sold to Ajax now, I believe. So the board are very happy with how we've done. Let's go have a look at the individual stats in the league. So if we go to team detail now, we can see if there's anything that we particularly shined in. It doesn't look like we kept that much possession, which we would expect, but 49% average possession is not bad at all. Only most teams in the league seem to be around the same area, so nothing too special there. Yellow cards we racked up the most. I suppose that's nothing to be proud about, but we did come third, so we can't complain. We scored the most goals in a row. Attacking wise though, we've scored the most goals in the league, 6 more than Liverpool, so that's very good to see, and I imagine our attackers had a field day there. We got the most goals per game by a pretty big margin, to be honest, again ahead of Liverpool, the team that eventually went on to win the title, so we're doing well for ourselves there. And we're only 3rd in expected goals, so either we took our chances well or the teams above us didn't do so well. Goals from corners, we came 4th in the league with 8, so that's pretty good. It looks like the corner tactics are working out quite well for us. And it doesn't seem like we feature much more in the attacking areas, but let's have a look at defending. Did we concede more goals than many people? We actually finished 8th best in the amount of goals conceded, conceding 55, which off the top of my head is more than double what Liverpool, the top team, conceded in the league, which obviously Liverpool have got a better defence, but it shows that this tactic will leak a few goals. But obviously we scored so many that I think that's how the tactic works. It's obviously more of an attacking tactic than it is a defensive one. We won possession more times than anyone else by a huge margin again, ahead of West Brom there of all teams. Can we see how many we conceded from corners? We conceded 4, so not the best, not the worst, around mid-table in the conceded from corners table. We also got the 2nd most interceptions, pretty close to getting the best interceptions in the league, right up there with Liverpool, way ahead of everyone else. So we've done quite well team-wise. Let's have a look if any players did particularly well. Player stats, let's have a look at goals. Sebastian Haller finished 5th, only 4 goals off Jamie Vardy at the top of the league. He scored 20 goals this season, and if we just quickly go and look at this before we move on, we can see that Haller was the 2nd best player in the league this year. Jared Bowen got the 2nd most assists, and Aaron Cresswell features on that list too, so that's good to see. And then if we go to average rating, we can see Haller is up there like we said, but Mikel Antonio and Aaron Cresswell are all within the top 10. So top 10 players in the league this season, 3 of them were from West Ham. You wouldn't usually expect that. Issa Diop as well, coming 15th there. 4 overall average rating, beating the likes of top scorer Jamie Vardy, Hector Bellerin and N'Golo Kante. If we look at the yellow cards list, we did have the most cards from what I remember looking at in teams, and it's not a surprise because Kufal, Cresswell and then Declan Rice all the way up there on 13 yellow cards, the most carded player in the league this year. But this is really good to see. If we look at average minutes per goal, we can see that Haller and Antonio, and I have looked at this, Haller was playing striker, Antonio was playing backup striker but mainly right winger, and both of them have the highest average minutes per goal in the league, way ahead of everyone else, way ahead of top scorer Jamie Vardy, and Haller himself was averaging basically a goal a game. But that's really good to see. Is there anything else special around here? Here we go, conversion rate. Manuel Lanzini happened to finish top. I wonder whether that's anything to do with a tactic or just a bit of luck, but nice to see more of our players doing well. If we go to assists per 90, we can see Robert Snodgrass, who didn't play that many times, got pretty much half an assist every 90 minutes, so every 2 games he'd pick up an assist, which is obviously good for us. He played 14 times and 15 times off the bench, so he's probably a bit part player this season. And then in terms of player stats, that's pretty much everything we can see. Let's go and have a look how the players performed in our squad. So let's sort by goals first. We can see Haller scored 25 goals in all competitions, Antonio getting 21, and I don't think this guy usually plays for West Ham. The director of football must have brought him in, Ricky Puig, Puig, I don't know how you pronounce that, from Barcelona. He's gone and got 14 goals this season. Pablo Fornals with 9. So it seems like it wasn't just our 2 strikers scoring. As much as they did get many of the goals, it seems like everyone's kind of chipped in. Souček on 6, Bowen on 5, Yarmolenko on 4, Masuaku on 3. You get the idea. And then if we go to assists, we can see Jared Bowen, who I can only assume was playing shadow striker, Cresswell and Lanzini all getting 10 or more assists, with the likes of Snodgrass, Masuaku, Harla, Yarmolenko, Fornals all chipping in with a good amount of assists too, and Kufal too. I assume he was playing right back. Yeah, he must have been the right back for the team this year. But generally, it was just an all-round great season for West Ham, probably one of their best seasons in a long time. I'm sure if we ran the simulation 10 times, we wouldn't always finish 3rd, but you can imagine we'd finish around here, around 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, anywhere like that, just from the sheer amount of goals this tactic scores. Yes, you're probably going to concede a decent amount of goals, but you're going to outscore most of your opponents, and we've seen that this season, including that amazing, 6-0 win against Tottenham or something. So that has been Knap's 4-3-2-1 Holy Ghost Fire. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, let me know in the comments. And if you have any tips on how I can improve these tactic videos, let me know in case I do more of them in the future. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell too, so you don't miss any of our uploads. I've been Jake for FM Scout. Stay safe, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.